running in, man, running in. Happy New Year. What is this, 2025? I don't even know anymore. 2025. Good morning to everybody. 9:30 here. Tell them what, 12 o'clock over there on the East Coast. hmm Oh, man, just big things happening this year for everybody, I hope. Make it your best year ever. Look back over last year, challenges you overcome, things that help build your self-esteem. In this video, kind of want to touch on health and fitness a little bit, only because that's usually one of the number one goals. Get healthier. Uh, Give you my little routine. Uh, Talked to a couple of other guys this morning that reached out to me. Copy and pasted the same message almost. Share that with you on I guess eating, being healthy, that deal, making more money. If your goal is to make more money, my suggestion to you is to stop spending money, period. Yeah, no shit. Track every penny. Track every penny that comes in. Track every penny that goes out. It doesn't come out of your pocket until it's written down in your journal. Uh, you do that for about 3 months. That's a season, and you may realize you don't even need to make more money. So, but thinking about doing a weekly meeting on health and fitness, helping guys, girls, whatever, stay accountable, no matter how they choose to get healthy, lose weight. And lose weight is, I guess, that's the big one, right? Everybody wants to lose weight. Ozempic. I'm 99% against Ozempic. I'm 99% against all pharmaceutical products. I'm 99% against all doctors. So you may not want to come to me for advice. But yeah, man, if you're 400 pounds, Ozempic may be a good thing. They're actually starting to use Ozempic, to help addicts, heroin addicts, cocaine addicts, you know, curb the cravings. Uh, so you may need something. Uh, it's tough, man. It's tough, and it's tough because you've been lied to, you've been manipulated, uh, you've been turned into a product, uh, a pharmaceutical product for doctors and hospitals and pharmaceutical companies to, you know, it's someone they can sell all their shit to. Think about it, man. First thing you do when you go into a hospital, first thing they do is hit you up for your insurance card. Need your insurance card? Need your insurance card? No, man, I'm sick right now. Take care of me. No, need your insurance card? We need your insurance card. Why? I don't know. My belief is because they run your insurance card and they know exactly what the insurance is going to pay for without being questioned. And they're going to run those tests, whether you need them or not. They're going to do all these things, whether you need them or not. They're going to do operations, minor procedures, whether you need them or not, because the insurance is going to pay for it. Trust me. Hospital beds need to be filled. It's like a hotel. They make no money if someone's not staying there. Uh, so yeah. Anyway, so let's don't get me started, man. Don't get me started on that shit. Uh, so a couple of things I talked about this morning was a couple of guys, people had reached out wanting to eat healthier, be healthier this year. And I say it's simple, but yet I used to say it was simple even 10 years ago, 15 years ago, uh, from listening to different doctors and gurus and books. And those people had been lied to. And I'm going to change my mind in 5 years, 10 years? I doubt it. I doubt it. And this may work. This works for everybody, but So let's get into it. So one, they had asked about healthy eating, didn't have a clue. Uh, so I said healthy eating is pretty simple. It's the habit of unhealthy eating that's hard. You get that? Eating healthy is simple. It's just breaking that habit of unhealthy eating that's hard. Our bodies are addicted to the unhealthy stuff. Uh, Companies, corporations have spent billions of dollars making it addictive, and then they've lied to us over the last 75 years, the last 50 years. They just went berserk lying on what's healthy. I spent over almost the last 40 years researching and learning, what was healthy eating, only to find out like the majority of it was lies. Because I looked into healthy eating and being the best that I could be when I was, fighting competitive back in 83, 84, 85, all the way up to 90 something. Hiking the Grand Canyon and marathon and just all of it, like triathlons, just everything. Martial arts was, minimum 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, usually 6 hours, whether I was teaching or working out. And in between that, I'd leave the dojo and go over to this little place in Covina called Bulldog Gym and lift weights. So we were always eating, what we thought was healthy. So I did that for years. And then back in the mid 80s, early 90s, the big thing was no fat, no fat, no fat. And everybody jumped on that and lower your cholesterol and clogged arteries and all this other bullshit. It's all been lies. It's all been lies. Then I did the vegetarian thing, and that just, in the beginning, you lose weight and you think, man, yeah, this is it. This is it. And then you don't feel healthy, right? Uh, because I'm working in construction. I'm working in construction all day. I'm still working out at martial arts, trying to go to the gym. My routine used to be at the gym by 5 a.m., working out, be gone by 6, at the job site by 7:30 at the latest, work all day, karate at night. So vegetarian thing definitely didn't work. And then you're back and you're learning and you're reading and you're doing all this bullshit. Uh, didn't life, I mean, you gain the weight, you lose the weight. I did the whole Joe, whatever the hell his name is, the green juice for 30 days and just bought all the different juicers, the slow juicer, the fast juicer, all of that shit. Because you don't want all of this, you want just the nutrients from this. Uh, and I'm not opposed to that, like some of the people I know are. Some of the doctors I know are purely, 100% against vegetables. Like vegetables are trying to kill you. I don't know. Maybe they've got a little bit of a point, but I don't go to that extreme. Uh, but so in the post that I was giving these guys who want to know about healthy eating, one, it starts off with how bad do you really want it? I got a CD. How bad do you want it? CD. Remember that shit? um, how bad do you want it? But how important is your health to you? Uh, and why do you want to eat healthy? And why is all caps uh, your wife, your kids, your grandkids, so you can feel your best and be your best. Health, for whatever reason, health should be your number one priority. You can have $1 billion in the bank, but if you're not healthy and you're laying in the hospital, what good is it? And for whatever, I say for whatever reason, we don't make it that important. And we don't make it that important because our number one priority, I guess, is keeping the roof over our heads and staying comfortable and then making your wife and kids happy. If you're a wife, it's making your kids and your husband happy. If you're living by yourself, what the fuck is your problem? But yeah, I guess, it's like it's keeping the lights on, keeping the phone on. Most people are more worried about money and paychecks than they are their health. And I get that because I'm there with you, especially now that I bought this crazy ass 10-acre ranch. But the healthier you are, the easier it's going to be to get to work and to be your best at work and to do your job the best, and the money is going to come in. And that's a hard mental hurdle to jump, but it's one you need to jump. You need to make your health and fitness uh, your number one priority. Period. Man, my friend and mentor Jim Rohn uh, used to say, he would, let me see if I can say it like he would say it. He'd say, I used to say, I'll take care of you if you take care of me. I found out how short-sighted that really is, to where now I realize and I understand, and I say, I'll take care of me for you if you take care of you for me. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. We're always trying to do more for others than we do for ourselves. And I get that because that's in my DNA. But the story that's on the fucking plane tells you something happens, the mask drops down, put it on yourself first. You've got to put it on yourself first so that you can take care of other people. You've got to take care of you first in order to take care of other people. And you can't take care of other people. I can't make you eat healthy. I can't make you walk 2 to 3 miles a day. I can't make you lift weights. No one can. Uh, Trust me, man, I argue with my family. We fight all the time about bringing shit food into the house. They bring it in and try to fucking hide it from me. And I can't do their push-ups, all of that stuff. All I can do, and I don't do a good job of it. I don't do as good a job of it as I can, or it should. That's one of my big goals for 2025 is you can only be the example. Man, live your life the best that you can, the healthiest that you can, and be that light for other people to look at. That's all you can do. And when they reach out and ask for help, you can only advise them. You can't do it for them. I guess that's why I'm making this video. But how bad do you want it? Because if you don't want it bad enough, you ain't going to do it. You're not going to do it. Number 2 is take a pen and a notebook and write it down. Don't type it in the computer. Take a pen, take a notebook, and write it down. Write down why it's so important. Write down why it's so important. When you have a big enough why, the how won't matter. When you have a big enough why, the how won't matter. But write it down. Write down where you are right now. Don't make it worse than it is, but don't lie to yourself. Man, I'm not that bad. Yeah, you that bad. Get out of the shower and stand in front of the mirror naked, mentally and physically. But write it down, right where you're at right now, and then write down where you want to be. Write down where you want to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and know that it's a 5-year journey. Period. 3 years, you'll be halfway there. The second year is going to speed up, but it ain't overnight. It's not the Ozempic pill. I think we're going to see a lot of people doing lawsuits. Oh man, Happy New Year's, Miss Jack. How you doing, dear? I think we're going to see a lot of lawsuits and other shit coming from the Ozempic pill later on. But I think they're going to make something out of it. I mean, I don't know. But even where, I think it's new. Where the hell is it? Like the Ozempic pill. Look up where it's from. What country? I think it's Netherlands or somewhere like that. But wherever it is, they won't prescribe that drug to you or let you get that drug prescribed to you unless you try the keto diet for I think 3 to 6 months. And then if that doesn't work, and it does, then they'll give you the pill. Over here, it's like the first thing they prescribe. It's big money. It's huge money. But write it down. You write everything down. Right where you are right now, healthy, wise. Write down where you want to be. And I guess that's going to start with your weight, uh, whatever it is that you weigh, 250, 200 pounds, whatever it is, 150 pounds. And that is I mean, that's a big part of it. But write down where you're at, like health wise, like how many push ups can you do right now? How many pull ups can you do right now? How fast can you walk 3 miles right now? What's up, Big Charlie? Happy New Year's and happy late birthday boy yesterday. Uh, yeah, so that's, I mean, you can judge it like that. How many push ups can you do right now within a 5 minute period? I don't know. You're going to do some push ups, rest, do some more push ups, rest, until you get to the 5 minute mark. Judge it like that. How many pull ups can you do? None. All right, judge it like that. Get some 5 pound dumbbells or something, 10 pounds, whatever. Do some curls. Write that down. See where you're at right now. Walk a mile if that's all you can walk. If you can walk 3 miles, walk that 3 miles. Uh, and write it down. Time it out. Write it down. I ain't asking you to change nothing. I ain't trying to set no gold medal Olympic records. It's the same with that money thing. Right now, if you track every penny that comes in, every penny that goes out, don't change any habits. Do that for a month. You'll start to realize some stuff. You do it for 3 months, and you will naturally change your spending habits, period. Uh, I want to say, and I used to say the same thing, don't change any habits. Just write down what you put in your mouth at what time for a month. Do it for 3 months, and you'll naturally change your eating habits. Problem is, you've been lied to for 75 years, last 50 years, really bad. um, Yeah. So, but write it all down. Write it all down. Make it as important. Make it important enough to write down. Most people don't want to write it down because they don't get to lie to themselves. They don't get to say, "Well, I don't know what I had yesterday." Yeah, write it down. You will. You'll be able to flip through those pages and look back 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months from now, and go, "God Almighty, I can't believe I was eating that. What the hell was I thinking? Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!" But you don't get to lie. I mean, you get to look down and realize when you need to buy. And my buddy Bob, we have he just passed away. And I was watching Glenn Morshire do a live video talking about some of the stuff that Bob, his quotes, and one of the quotes, and I'm going to mess it up. Uh, Whatever becomes acceptable in your life becomes inevitable. Meaning, Bob used to say, when you go and you buy the pair of 38 pants and you're used to wearing the 36 size pants, but now you go ahead and you buy it at 38, that becomes acceptable to you. Uh, Versus, oh shit, man, these are hard to tighten up. I got to do something. Uh, or you lie to yourself and you buy the 36 pair of pants that have the little inch-and-a-half stretchy thing on each side. They feel a little bit better. And then those are hard but you got to track it somehow. So write it all down where you're at right now. Write it all down where you want to be. And you could leave it, write down, I don't know. I just write down, I just want to be healthier. Uh, but if you walk that 3 mile and you write down that it took you, shit, I don't know, what are you guys walking? Some of you guys probably walking a 15-minute mile. Some of you may be walking a 20-minute mile. So it may take you an hour to walk 3 miles. So write down, I'd like to walk that mile in 55 minutes. And once you do that, you're going to go, damn, I think I can do this in 50 minutes. And write it down, track it. But track it all, track it all, track it all. Let's get to the good stuff. So eating healthy. So for me, after about 40 years of research and trying every freaking thing, uh, the last 4 years have convinced me about the carnivore lifestyle is the best. And that was very hard for me to even consider. my buddy who bought me this 3030 sold everything and moved to, I don't know, Asia a couple of years ago. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, he told me about the carnivore diet. And I said, man, you must be nuts. That goes against everything I've ever heard. Uh, and being that you've heard it for so long, like myself, it gets ingrained in you. It becomes a belief. Uh, Monday, we're starting Monday Motivation uh, Mental Martial Art. Defend yourself against your toughest opponent, you. So it'll be a lot of this stuff. How to form beliefs, how beliefs are formed, how to unbelieve something. Now I try not to believe anything. I don't want any, because beliefs are too ingrained. Beliefs are too hard to change. Beliefs make you second guess everything, and that's hard, man. It's tough for someone to do that because it's like knocking over the dominoes. You can change one belief that could knock over 100 other dominoes. So that was it's kind of what the carnivore thing was for me. Went against everything that you hear. Your cholesterol is going to be too high. You're going to clog your arteries. You're going to just like, all bullshit. I mean, all bullshit. Man. So he tells me about this carnivore diet. Didn't want to believe it. Didn't want to hear it. But I told him, he sent me some videos and I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to watch that, man. Thank you. Blah, blah, blah. Because I think he started it because he was doing the juicing with me. We did all that shit, vegetarians with me and this stuff. He was a postman, so he walked miles a lot. He did a lot of walking anyway. But then he had retired, so he had been retired. Every day he's getting up, throwing on his backpack. He's got his water, and he's walking minimum 8 miles. Average was probably 12 miles a day in Chino Hills, California. Look it up. Chino Hills means hills. So he was doing a lot of ups, a lot of downs, average 12 miles a day. He'd still show up to my house with this huge belly, which worried me because it was the hard belly. And that's the one that they say when someone has that hard belly, it's a good indication of heart disease, heart attack coming soon. And I'm like, man, I said, man, come on, dude, come on. We're better than this, man. Because we used to do a lot of hiking, a lot of outdoor activities. We, spent the last 30 some years together. And he's like, man, I'm doing everything. I'm walking 12 miles a day. I'm freaking juicing. I'm doing the vegetables. I'm eating fish. I'm like this and all that stuff. So somehow somebody gives him one of the carnivore videos. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of doctors, a lot of heart surgeons that are now preaching, carnivore diet. So he tells it, and so he tells it to me, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's just nuts. I'm like, dude, that's nuts. Can't eat that much meat and fat. My God, you're supposed to stay away from fat. Come on. He says, but the motherfucker shows up at my house. I hadn't seen him in like 2 months, and the belly was gone. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? What? You on Ozempic? He's like, man, I told you. All I eat is meat and fat, eggs. And I'm like, man. So I look into it a little bit, and it's still hard to accept. I'm like, man, this just can't be. This can't be. So I turn my head to it. I don't want to knock over those dominoes and even the one. I don't want to get it started. So another 6 months go by or whatever. Then I hear Joe Rogan talk about it. And I'm like, my God, man. I said, man, my buddy Mike told me about this. And then, the hell's his name? The professor from Canada and his daughter. She's huge on the, she's like really strict. She's on the Lions diet. I don't even like to call it diet. I call it lifestyle. And then Dana White from UFC. I mean, that dude used to look like a beach ball. Now he looks like he's ready to fight in UFC. And I'm like, what the heck? Like carnivore, lifestyle. Peterson. Something Peterson. Jordan Peterson. So I'm hearing Jordan Peterson. I'm like, man, this dude is. I'm saying, all right, so I missed it. I missed the boat. So I start digging in carnivore, reading everything I can on carnivore, watching all these other doctors' YouTube videos, watching people who aren't doctors but have been living carnivore lifestyle for 5 years, making YouTube videos. And someone tells me, "Hey man, this doesn't have anything to do with the carnivore diet, but you should buy this book called The Big Fat Surprise." And I'm like, all right, I'm in it, man. I'm, all of it. So I've listened to that thing twice. And it doesn't have anything to do with carnivore, but it educates you on the big fat, not surprise, but the big fat lie about fat and lard and, eating fat and eggs and cheese and vegetable oils and all that. That's the beginning of the lie back in the freaking early 50s, late 40s. Uh, and how the sugar industry paid off doctors and other organizations, and how the Heart Association gets all the kickbacks. It's all a freaking lie. So Big Mo, Big Mo, Happy New Year's. Big Lewis, Happy New Year's. Lewis is keto. So, and keto is the start of it. A lot of people do keto and then merge into the carnivore lifestyle. What did I tell these dudes? So eating healthy after 40 years, doing the research, trying everything, last 4 years has really convinced me of the carnivore lifestyle. For me, it's the most natural, and from all of the research, it's the healthiest by far. Plenty of doctors, I could go on. Simple. So this it's simple. The food part's simple. It's like, one, just never ever cook with seed oil. My first job with taxes being taken out was McDonald's, which must have been shit. I don't know, man. 80, maybe 81. I don't know. I don't think it was 79. No, it's maybe, I think it was 15 because I got that freaking workers permit bullshit. But doing working the fry vat, we had this big square cardboard box. You had to open it up. It was plastic inside that, and inside that was the beef tallow, this big square thing that you dropped into the fry vat, and it took I don't know how many minutes to heat up, melt, and then start boiling, and then we would drop the fries in it. Uh, and then the late 80s, someone convinced them peanut oil, vegetable oil, all this other shit, transition fat. It's all been a lie. It was all money. Man, son of a bitches. Uh, I mean, potato chips, real thin potatoes, French fries. I'm okay with deep frying those in beef tallow, lard, bacon grease, bacon grease, bacon grease. Uh, and my granny used to do it, right? We used to lard, man. My grandmother, 96 years old when she passed away, healthy as a freaking horse. Uh, I think that generation got a good start because they were eating, the way they should have before they got lied to in the 60s and 70s and 80s. Uh, but yeah, but I stay, but I stay away from the potatoes a little as much as I can, only because of the starch and it turns into carbohydrates. So I avoid that. So the keto is to stay away from the carbohydrates, because the carbohydrates, it's sugar. It's just another word for sugar. Look up. So we have, type 2 diabetes, huge problem. You can reverse it pretty damn easy. Matter of fact, someone reached out to me and told me they reversed type 2 diabetes doing the keto. I don't want to look it up because I'll lose my spot here. But like Alzheimer and dementia is a part of that, is huge in America. But most places in the country, Google it, most places in the world don't call it Alzheimer. It's referred to as type 3 diabetes. William said he smokes his own jerky. Man, I can't wait to do that. I'm trying to raise my own cows, man. I got my eggs down here. I've been drinking goat milk now for shit, I don't know, 2 weeks, and loving it, loving it. And the lady even told me, she said, hey, the hardest part of drinking goat milk is mentally, because you're sitting there going, I'm getting ready to drink goat milk. I'm getting ready. And then you drink and yeah, I'm drinking goat milk. And you go, wait a minute, kind of tastes like milk, but better. Yeah, it's milk, but better. And then I Google, why is goat milk healthier than regular milk? And a whole bunch of shit came up. I don't know. Maybe half of it's true. Maybe all of it. I don't know. But yeah, it's good. So, big dude, Gomez, Happy New Year, brother. ¿Cómo estás? So, the pork rinds, man, the Mexican pork rinds, how they call them down in New Orleans, crackling. I like that too. Uh, and Lewis tells you, like when he's on that keto, he eats he doesn't eat the potato chips, but he eats the pork rinds because it's the pig skin, so it's healthy. It's fucking healthy. It's fucking pig skin, pig fat. God Almighty! As a kid growing up, at these family reunions that we used to have, we ate a lot of fried chicken, and fried chicken is not unhealthy. Eat all you want, just deep fried and beef tallow. But my mother and my uncles, after eating a chicken leg, would crack that damn thing in half and suck out whatever's inside of the bone, the chicken bone, the broth, whatever the hell it is. It used to gross me out. Uh, Never thought about it until recently, learning more and more about carnivore and the beef and the bone broth and all this other crap. And it's like, man, those old people knew some shit. It wasn't even my mom and them, man. It was like my grandmother and them, and they knew some stuff. And then you realize, like, coming across the American, from, I don't know, whatever, like the frontiersmen and stuff, man, they lived on lard and wrap stuff in lard to preserve it. And then, and like the beef jerky and stuff, wasn't vegetables because vegetables would go bad. But read the book, The Big Fat Surprise. It's kind of depressing, but at the same time, you need to educate yourself. So now there are some doctors, some people, a lot of these carnivore guys, I don't know, it's almost like a cult to where they get too damn crazy. We'll be talking about this on Monday Night Motivations, Mental Martial Arts, to where they think vegetables and shit trying to kill you. And you can live on vegetables, but so that can't be either. And I used to belong to a couple of network marketing companies that sold health products. And we used to talk shit about McDonald's and, oh, man, McDonald's is going to kill you. And the dude did the McDonald's video for like 30 days. All he ate was McDonald's. Come to find out that was bullshit too. It was endorsed and paid for by vegetarian people. But I don't know, you probably eat McDonald's and live to be 60, 70 years old if you ate McDonald's every day. You ain't going to be the healthiest, meaning you're not going to be able to do as many push-ups as somebody else. You ain't going to be able to hike to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and back up. But I ain't going to say you're going to die because the body is a miracle. The miracle is the body. We just need to help it a little bit. So you're giving it all this stuff that has to sort through all this crap to try to find any kind of the micronutrients to rebuild the cells, because it's all about cellular regeneration. You're constantly dying and regenerating all the time. And God, in his infinite wisdom, there's only 3 things he gave you 100% total control over. That's it. 3. What you put in your body, what you do with your body, and the thoughts that you dwell on. And they're all 3 connected immensely. So you can eat McDonald's all day long, every day, get the apple pie. Used to be better, deep fried in tallow. But it's when you want to make the change, when you want to try to get to peak optimal health, is I'm all for the carnivore. I'm not crazy like these dudes, and it has to be 100% carnivore all the time. One of the biggest causes of sickness and disease and cancer is stress. My man just sent me a message, and I've been trying to find this dude. Mirek, my boy from Poland. Wish you were watching this. I'll have to send you a message later. I've been trying to find that guy. I thought he was off. I thought he disappeared, gave up. I thought he gave up on America and moved back to Poland, honestly. And he came over here in the early 80s before the wall came down. I remember when the wall came down. But he had to escape, right? I mean, like the shit you see on TV, the spotlight and the German shepherds barking in the background and hiding underneath trains and jumping this and climbing over barbed wire fences and all of that crap, man. Crazy. Just to get to America. And now he's living the American dream and he's successful. But on to the story. So I'm not crazy. And the reason I'm not crazy about being crazy about anything is because it's more important to keep your stress level down. And some of these guys get so stressed about always having to work out, always having to be at the gym, always having to be this, always having to do that, to where the stress is going to cause sickness and disease. And they're going to be going, I ate healthy, I worked out all the time. What was the problem? The problem is, dude, you got to relax. You got to relax, man. Meditate. One of the reasons the majority of all religions, no matter what it is, pray before they pray before they're eating, even if they're eating something that's unhealthy. And a big reason for that is you sit down, you meditate a little bit, which is praying, but you give thanks and you're grateful. And if you do it truly, and you truly take a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes, and give thanks for everything that you have and the food that you're about to receive, healthy or not healthy, it puts your body in the proper state to accept it. You don't have the acid and the fluids and all that crap, so they can digest it and get the micronutrients to make the most out of everything that you're eating. When the worst things you can do, and trust me, I've done it. You're arguing with the wife or the kids, or you're just out in a hurry, and you're just throwing it in your mouth and chewing it halfway and then swallowing it, and then you wonder why you're freaking sick, or you're not getting anything from it. So slow down, give grace, give thanks, get your body in the right state to accept the food that you're about to eat. Buddy of mine, many years ago, 30 years ago at least, from Jamaica, told me never drink anything while I'm eating. Chew 10 times, 100 times more than I was chewing, which kind of makes sense. That way your stomach doesn't have to digest it, but I'm going to add to that. If I don't add to that later on, hit me up so I have to tell you the story. To the acid in your stomach, because you don't want to dilute the acid in your stomach with whatever, sodas, milk, water, whatever. And I kind of believe it. Makes sense. I don't do it, but it makes sense. So, again, you got to be happy with life. Bring yourself some enjoyment. But with that being said, I'm going to tell you this story because, and I'll have to find the video. One of these guys that he's been doing carnivore. Was it the doctor? Yeah, so the doctor, and probably Dr. Anthony Chaffee, pretty sure that's it, is interviewing this guy in Europe who had all these health complications and this and that, and he's doing all this shit that the doctors tell him, and he's eating, and he's vegetarian and all this other crap, and he's sick, and he has all these operations, and they take out whatever, his stomach lining or something. So now he poops into a bag, right? A plastic bag, see-through bag almost. And he's telling the story before he's carnivore. He's eating carrots and broccoli and vegetables and all the shit that's supposed to be good for you. And he's telling Dr. Anthony Chaffee, however he puts broccoli in his mouth, carrots in his mouth, chews it 3 times or 10 times. However he swallows it, that's how it ends up in this bag. I mean, it's kind of, you're sitting there going, man, I don't want to hear that. But at the same time, you're like, what the hell does that mean? And he's like, yeah, the body's not digesting it. It's like that. It's like, boom. And he's telling this story. And in my head, I'm thinking, my God, man, I remember eating corn, and the corn is in the poop and nothingness. And it's like, oh my God, it's like, change the subject. He says he eats nothing but steaks now or red meat and and no matter how he chews it and swallows it, he says he'd chew it 1 or 2 times, swallow a big ass piece of meat that would choke most people, and the body digests every bit of it. And when it ends up in this bag using the bathroom, it's pretty much just dust. So anyway, look up Dr. Anthony Chaffee, YouTube, find the video. It's pretty good, pretty interesting. So Big Rochelle, what's up, babe? So Happy New Year. So, but I'm not that strict, right? I do believe I like the 80-20 rule pretty much in all areas of life except for marriage. I can't be with my wife 80% of the time and 20% somebody else. She'd be shooting me. But I like the 80. I like 80% meat and 20% fruits and vegetables. And I'm not crazy strict because you're going to fall off, I guess, if you want to call it a wagon. I do say, depending on where you're at right now, health wise, and where you want to be, the more strict you are and you don't lose your mind and stress out about it, start with the Lions diet. Look up Jordan Peterson's daughter and research her. They ended up becoming carnivore. They started with, they call it like an elimination diet because she had so many health problems growing up and just tried everything and this and that and tried everything, all the medications, all the doctors, everything. And it's always what you put in your body. It's always what you put in your body. Remember, 3 things: what you do with your body, put in your body, and the thoughts you dwell on. And when I say put in your body, I'm talking about injections. I'm talking about uh, pharmaceutical pills, medicine. Food is medicine. Uh, so they eliminate. So the body's, like, and a lot of people would tell you, these doctors would tell you, like, you're almost allergic to freaking a lot of these vegetables and you don't even realize it. Uh, but the elimination diet is you just eliminate everything and then you eat something. And if that doesn't make you sick, and it takes a while, like more than a day. I mean, these guys are talking it takes 7 days, up to 30 days to realize what that something is doing to your body. So it just depends on where you're at in your health journey. But she ended up eliminating everything. Come to find out, all she eats now is pretty much red meat, red meat, red meat. Uh, she may do 1 or 2 things now, uh, but so you can do that, and that's how a lot of people end up on the carnivore diet. They start off with the keto, and it does great. A lot of people start off with the fasting, the intermittent fasting, which I'm still a huge uh, fan of. Huge fan of it. Eating once a day. Uh, Used to do the 3 day, 7 day fast, just water or broth. Not as big a fan of that as before. I do like the 3 day fast. Although if I had cancer, I would fast for 7 days, nothing but water, and then I would do the Lions diet until the cancer was completely gone. That's what I would do. Um, but I like, I'm okay with some vegetables and some fruit, very limited. I think fruit is God's natural dessert. But you got to realize it's all sugar, and that's what we're trying to avoid is the sugar. The sugar is the enemy. That's it. Period. Sugar is the enemy. Carbs are a sugar, just a different word. It's just a different word. The bread, the pasta, uh, the more natural. And I'm not saying don't ever eat it. I mean, again, it goes back to enjoying life. Come on, man. Who don't love some pasta? Who doesn't love bread? You just have to limit it. It just depends on where you're at in your journey, where you're trying to get to. Maybe take 6 days and like God, on the seventh day you rest and let yourself have some bread and pasta, whatever. Just don't get ridiculous about it. Just understand that all of it turns to sugar, so you stay away from it. all the beef you want. How much, Brian? You can't overeat. Not when it comes to red meat and steak and fat. Throw some salt and pepper on it. Trust me. Oh, yes, I can. No, trust me, you can. I've tried. I've tried. You can eat steak, 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 and your body will tell you when you're full. And when you're full, stop eating. Uh, and it doesn't do that with potato chips, does it? It doesn't, man. They've spent billions of dollars making sure that every potato chip you eat, every piece of candy, all that shit makes you want more. It's crazy. You can't get enough. You eat the whole freaking bag and look for another bag. And then maybe an hour later, you go, oh my God, what was I thinking? You ain't going to do that with red meat. You are not going to do it with red meat. Uh, I'm a bacon guy. Haven't had bacon lately. I got some sausage in there waiting on me right now. I'm going to go cook it up. I'm going to do 4 eggs right now, 4 fresh eggs. Uh, the bacon, maybe you can overdo it uh, because of the way it's, just try to get the more natural bacon. But again, I grew up in North Carolina, and when someone said country ham, we knew what that was. And I'd like to learn how to do it, but it's how you preserve the ham. It used to be how you preserve the meat with salt. So you could hang it up in the barn and it would stay good for, I don't want to say forever, but shit, it stayed good. uh, and I still like it. My wife just sent me a message. I got to get off this damn video. Uh, but you'd have the country ham and you'd have to soak it a day or two in warm water and keep changing the water to get the salt off of it. And then you'd fry it up in lard. And damn, was it good. Still good. So, yeah, the more natural, the better. But yeah, as much red meat as you want. Steak. Don't cut the fat off and give it to your dogs. The more fat you can eat, the better. Your brain needs it. Your brain needs the cholesterol. Stay away from those lies. Start researching. Do your own research. Do your own do deep dive. Uh, Hit me up. I'll send you some videos, but it's easy to Google. Go to YouTube and Lion's Diet. Look up Dr. Anthony Chafee is going to be showing up real quick. Jen something in North Carolina. A lot of them. Just research it. Do your research. So that's it. I gotta get out of here. Sugar's the enemy. Enjoy it. Don't just put a limit on it, right? Learn to enjoy life. Make the best of 2025. Hopefully you got something from this video. Get ready to tune in on Mondays. Mental martial art. Defend yourself against your toughest opponent. You. Thursday, we're going to be doing master your business and dominate your trade. Woo! We're going to teach you how to make some money, no matter what it is. It's construction, but it fits any business. Oh my God, Miss Flo. Happy New Year. Miss you. Looking forward to seeing you soon. I wish it was under different circumstances. Actually, if you are going to spurge and eat the sugar and the candy, look up this lady right here. I'm gonna leave it there, Flo, and order some of her. She calls it something. It's peanut brittle, but she calls it something. Flo, if you're still watching, please type in or leave a link where these people can order this stuff. It's like crack cocaine because I love peanut brittle, but I'll cut my gums because it's so hard and sharp. And she has one. It's almost as soft as freaking cotton candy. I don't know how she does it. She won't tell me because I'd start my own damn cotton candy peanut brittle business. But look up Flo and Crackle. There it is. Put a link in here. She calls it Crackle. It's the unbrittle. Man, is it good. It is good. I've given it to a lot of people and they all come back looking for it. Got a lot of people hitting me up New Year's. But yes, I mean, you don't want to live off of it, but when you are going to delight yourself, that's going to be one of your treats. Is you're going to want to have some of that crackle unbrittle. Look up Flow. So, guys, I'm out of here. Kind of go. Got ranch stuff to do, right, man? Got to get these goats in line. Got to put up some new fencing, all kind of stuff. Got to call my brother-in-law. Wish him a happy New Year. See what he's doing. He's in the hospital right now. Make sure he's getting a little bit better. But make it the healthiest and happiest 2025 you can. If there's anything I can do for you, shoot me a message. All right? Shoot me a message. If you do have a business, there it is. Thank you, Flo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you do have a business, you should consider joining our Master Your Business and Dominate Your Trade community. I'm trying to find a link to it. Flo gave us the link. Here we go. Hang on. Invite. Copy. Boom. All right. Putting it in the post right now. That community is less than $8 a month, and it's getting ready to go up to $28 a month. So jump in there and join now. No Flow, you are the best. Living in the best city. Although, dude, look, when you go and see Flow, which is Pismo Beach, because I don't get to go as often as I would like, maybe 3 times a year. But when I am in Pismo, I do go to the Old Western Cinnabon store, and then I'll eat half of one of those. Try to share it with somebody. It's about balance, ladies and gentlemen. It's about balance. Look up the yin yang. Look up the yin yang symbol. But again, we're going to be talking about a lot about that stuff on Monday Night Motivation. All right, guys. Happy 2025. Make it your best year ever. If you reach out to me if you need anything, you want to debate something in here, it's reach out to me because a debate and it only educates me or yourself. What I do ask you is don't be locked into your beliefs.